Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. This is your guide to activating the Pack-a-Punch machine on Ashes of the Damned. To start with, when you spawn into your match, you need to kill some zombies to earn points, and once you've got enough points, you'll be able to open this door in the spawn area. When inside, you'll see a marker on the floor, and you need to break that by meleeing it, and you'll find Ted's head underneath. Pick that up by holding your interact key, and then bring Ted's head to the outside of the building and attach Ted's head to Ol Tessie, which is the kind of Ford 150 truck that's hanging out there waiting for you. You'll hold that down in order to attach Ted's head, and once it's done, you'll be able to get inside Ol Tessie, and you can then start driving it around. Now, Tessie is something that has limited amounts of health, so if it's getting bashed up by zombies, it will go on a cooldown and it will need to heal. So just keep that in mind, but you should be fine at the start of your game here. It shouldn't really be a problem. You're going to use Ol Tessie to break through one of the sets of wooden doors in the spawn area. The options are you're either going to go towards Van Dorn Farms or you're going to go towards Blackwater Lake. It actually doesn't matter which of the two you choose here, so just pick the one that you would prefer. And while you are driving there, you're going to see red spores on the ground, and you need to avoid those because they work like landmines that will damage Tessie even further. The good news is while you're driving, there are also green spores on the ground, and if you drive directly over the top of those will heal Tessie and make it so that you are much more likely to survive your little trip. Now, I also really recommend you do not get out of the vehicle in those in-between areas between POIs, because the zombies out there are super sprinters. They will chase you down very quickly, and it's going to be a bad time. So only get out of the vehicle once you've gotten to your destination, either Van Dorn Farm or Blackwater Lake. And when you get there, you'll see a big machine which kind of looks like one of the power generators from Origins. And on the machine, you'll see some fungus. You need to shoot off that fungus, the little blobby stuff, and there'll be quite a lot of it all around the machine, so go around the whole thing, shooting all of it off, and once you've got all of it from the sides, it will spawn a big blob of fungus on the top of the machine, and you then need to take that out as well, and do all of this within the 30-second timer, and when successful, it will send out a pulse, it will kill the zombies in the area around you, and the power switch will then be activatable in that area. If you're on Van Dorn Farm, you'll find the power switch in the upstairs of the barn, which you'll need to buy. And in Blackwater Lake, you want to open the door to the cabin and then go upstairs, and that's where you'll find the power switch. Now, if you fail while doing the goopy stuff, don't worry. You just need to go to the next round, and then you'll be able to reactivate the machine by starting to shoot the fungus once again, and that will start your 30-second timer. And so I recommend if you have failed this, it's probably best to pick up a assault rifle or an LMG or something off the wall, or perhaps by spinning the box, in order to make life a bit easier rather than using a slightly less useful weapon like a pistol or something. So let's say you've turned on your power. You are then going to drive in Tessie once again towards Ashwood. Now, Ashwood is the center area of the entire Ashes map, so if you've been already driving, for example, to the left of spawn to get to Van Dorn Farm, then you're going to keep going on from Van Dorn rather than obviously going back towards the spawn area, and that will take you to Ashwood. And once you get there and go up the zip line, and then you'll want to go through this door, but you won't be able to buy this just yet. But don't worry, you can just walk into this building and then down these stairs here. Then you can open this door, walk around the building, and open the next door that will lead you to this bridge. This will have the same machine as the one that we saw in the farm area or in Blackwood Lake with spores all over it. So repeat the same process by destroying all of the fungus. And then once that's done and you've got the successful pulse completion, you'll be able to go over to the power switch in the area, just overlooking the bridge, and hold square on that to activate it. Then go down to where you left Tessie below you, but be very careful not to just jump arbitrarily off the side of the bridge, because there are areas where you'll take too much full damage and you will die. So be careful to make sure that you're sliding onto a nearby structure below you, or you're taking a zip line or something down. And then once you've made it down there successfully, the garage door will open and you can hop back inside Tessie, drive Tessie into the garage. This will actually start repairing Tessie because Tessie auto repairs when in the garage. And you'll also get a prompt to get out of Tessie and go to this little craftable table just to the side of you. This is something that you're going to then grab and go back to Tessie. And this will mean that the Pack-a-Punch is, from this point forwards in your game, permanently attached to Tessie's back. So that is the overall process that you're going to go through. Some tips to perhaps make this slightly easier for you in your game is to ensure that in the first couple of rounds 1 and rounds 2, you are using your dedicated melee weapon and getting crits with it for your final blows, because that's going to give you a lot of points. Also, make sure that you're remembering to do things like lying down in front of perk machines, because that's going to get you more points as well. And the sooner you can buy all the doors that you need in order to do this, the earlier you'll be able to actually get to Pack-a-Punch, and the less likely that you'll be overwhelmed by loads of extra zombies while you're trying to do it. Another tip is if you're in co-op, Tessie can fit 4 of you inside her at once, so you can be driving around in those in-between areas and getting attacked by Ravagers, and you can have your teammates shoot out to try and clear the area a little bit and prevent Tessie from being overrun too much by all of those little Ravagers. So keep that in mind. If you're not the driver, you still do have a job to do when you're in Tessie. So let's assume that you've got Tessie opened up now and the PAP is ready and you are considering pack-punching your gun. You might actually want to reconsider just initially here, because in Black Ops 7 Zombies, the way the rarity system works is slightly different to BO6, and in this game, it's actually a decent idea to do things like spin the box or buy high rarity wall weapons. And so you won't necessarily always want to automatically just pack-a-punch the first gun you spawn in with, but instead, you might want to say, okay, I've got my pack-a-punch opened up, right? Like Tessie is ready for me, but I might want to try and spin the box even to just get like a blue weapon or something initially to save yourself having to go from gray to green and then green to blue rarity and spending salvage on that. And you might then want to start pack-a-punching from there. Also, another thing that you can absolutely consider for early in your game if you're wanting to really maximize your points earning is pack-a-punching your knife first rather than papping a gun. And then just getting a load of knife headshots with the papped knife, which is going to be a one-hit for a while. And while you're doing that, you can continuously trade out your weapons with Chompy for more salvage, and then keep spinning the box to try and get higher rarities, and then trade them out with Chompy for more salvage, etc., etc. And that way you can get quite resource rich quite early in your game, just by having a little bit of discipline with the way that you spend your points on the Pack-a-Punch machine. So hopefully this has been a useful guide for you if you've been having a bit of trouble with the PAP in Ashes. It's definitely a bit more fiddly than previous Zombies games. Like in this, using your tacticals, for example, like if you've got a stun grenade or smoke grenades or like all those sorts of things, those can be really useful for helping destroy the fungus on the machines. If you're in co-op, making sure that your teammates are helping you as well, like all those sorts of things really do make a difference in this game. So hopefully this has been helpful, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel for more Zombies guides like this one in the future. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.